Traffic continues to rise at Rapid City Regional Airport after funding fails in the state legislature. We'll look ahead. A Rapid City woman is sentenced to prison after the death of her 18-year-old paraplegic son. And the measles has been a big story around the country. Now the disease has arrived here in the Black Hills. Your news starts now.
From Skyline Drive, this is KOTA Territory News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Jack Cottle. South Dakota and the Black Hills sees the first cases of measles of 2025. The State Department of Health says an adult in Meade County developed the measles after traveling internationally. The Health Department lists two places where people may have been exposed to the measles. The first is the Rapid City Medical Center Urgent Care Waiting Room on Mount Rushmore Road on May 28th, last Wednesday, from 7:15 in the morning until 10:15 in the morning. The second location is the Monument Health Sturgis Urgent Care Waiting Room on Junction Avenue on May 29th, last Thursday, from 9:45 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. Now, if you were in those places, you're asked to self-monitor for measles symptoms for 21 days. So what should we think about the measles here in the state? KOTA Territory's Grant Green has more.
For the first time in 5 years, there have been over 1,000 cases of identified measles, and this coincides with a continually dropping rate of MMR vaccinations, leading medical experts to remind those at home to pull out those vaccination records.
This reminder comes as South Dakota's Department of Health announces a Meade County man who traveled internationally has contracted measles, the first announced case in the state since July of 2024. State epidemiologist Dr. Joshua Clayton says measles is one of the most communicable diseases out there.
Just being in some of that same airspace where a measles case has been, you can still have some of the virus particles suspended in the air for up to 2 hours. So there is a level of awareness that we want folks to have.
According to the CDC, around 96% of confirmed cases involve people who are unvaccinated or have an unknown vaccination status. Dr. Ashley Sands, who specializes in pediatric infectious diseases, says the effectiveness of the vaccine has led to some people forgetting of some of the complications that can occur with infection.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of complications. We see a high hospitalization rate in children who are infected with measles. We also see high rates of pneumonia, otitis media or ear infection, and diarrhea.
Getting the MMR vaccine provides 93% protection after one dose and 97% protection after 2 doses. However, that does leave a chance of infection despite vaccination, usually with milder symptoms. Last week, a vaccinated boy in a neighboring county in Nebraska became the state's first confirmed case since 2017. In Sioux Falls, Grant Green, KOTA Territory News.
Windy, unsettled, and cloudy would be the words that could describe today. Meteorologist Ryan Hill is here with a first look at the forecast. So Ryan, are we holding on to that through tonight and tomorrow as well?
Well, we're holding on to the clouds, but at least those showers are going to start tapering off, and we're going to break those clouds up, although slowly as we make our way through the night. Definitely looks a little unsettled on our Main Street cam, where we have a 53-degree temperature, northwest winds at 14 miles an hour, gusting higher than that. Still got some showers and storms, a little bit of a feisty one in Custer County, but you can see the breaks in the clouds as we go back towards northeast Wyoming, and that's kind of what we're looking forward to. Our hour-by-hour forecast shows a very gentle drop-off in temperatures and a gentle change in sky conditions, only dropping into the upper 50s and the upper 40s and lower 50s, but at least that wind is going to be kind of calming down. But in my full forecast, we'll be talking about how much warmer we'll get out beyond all of this unsettled weather, but I've got some more rain in the forecast, all that more coming up.
Thank you, Ryan. A Rapid City woman is sentenced to 12 years in prison after the death of her 18-year-old quadriplegic son. 40-year-old Naomi Prairie pleaded guilty in April to child abuse and abuse or neglect of a disabled adult. Prosecutors said at the time of his death, Donnie Merrill weighed just over 80 pounds and died of extreme neglect while in Prairie's care. Chief Deputy State's Attorney Gina Nelson said a doctor who did the autopsy compared Merrill's body to a Holocaust victim. Prosecutors said the 7-year-old child in Prairie's care had never been enrolled in school, was malnourished, and had been taught to use meth by other adults. Judge Joshua Hendrickson called the case both shocking and haunting. 19-year-old Deshaun Pourbear of Pine Ridge is sentenced today in federal court after pleading guilty to involuntary manslaughter back in January. Pourbear is sentenced to 37 months in federal prison for both involuntary manslaughter and possession of a firearm by a prohibited individual. In the factual basis statement of the case, Pourbear admitted to accidentally shooting his friend Gary Bearrunner in the face after drinking and smoking THC wax. Bearrunner's mother asked for the maximum sentence of 8 years, saying Pourbear will be able to have a life with his family while she will never be able to see her son again. More and more passengers are traveling through the Rapid City Regional Airport as the airport is working to grow with its increasing demand. KOTA Territory's Blake Trolley spoke with airport leadership to get a clear snapshot of the airport's progress.
Yeah, the airport's growth progress hit some turbulence this year as a funding bill to support airports around the state failed in the legislature. Travel through the airport is up nearly 10% year over year so far in 2025. This comes after a record 2024 year when more than 427,000 passengers boarded flights.
As we come into the fall season, we'll see how things go. But ultimately, I think, as we move through the year, we're going to continue on what is a record pace.
The airport is currently working on what it calls phase 1 of a 3-part expansion. The work includes updated ticket counters and a new TSA checkpoint. Once phase 1 is complete, the next phase will be to expand the concourse and add 5 new gates. The airport currently has 7 gates, meaning 5 would nearly double its inventory.
We're kind of getting to that point where we're getting into gating capacity-related issues throughout the course of the day.
In total, the airport says its projects will cost approximately $220 million. It could take up to 10 years to complete. Work is being done piece by piece as funding gets secured. While the airport has paid for much of the expansion, it seeks funds for its growth from local, state, and federal government. Officials say the FAA has funded the lion's share of the projects. Last year, lawmakers approved $10 million for airport enhancements across the state, to which the Rapid City Airport got approximately $3 million. Earlier this year, a similar statewide $30 million funding bill failed. Representative Steve Duffy from Rapid City was the House prime sponsor on the bill. Duffy says an expanded airport would help support small businesses in the area that would supply better paying jobs for people who he says are struggling with the rising cost of living as the area grows.
I started saying, okay, look, we can't stop people from coming. What we maybe can do is grow our economy to small businesses.
Duffy says he and other lawmakers will likely attempt to secure funding next session. However, his optimism remains low, as the same lawmakers who shot down this year's proposal will decide again. Now, phase 1 of this growth, this is the expanded ticket counters, a new TSA checkpoint, and other work is expected to wrap up late next year. Back to you.
The body of what is likely a Hot Springs man, missing since July of 2024, was found Thursday in Fall River County by Custer County Search and Rescue. 28-year-old Matthew Marshall was last seen last July 24th in Hot Springs. Marshall was reported missing by his family on August 24th, and over the last 10 months, there were many searches by law enforcement, state and federal agencies, as well as volunteers. While positive identification is still pending, South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley said the discovery of personal belongings in the area indicate the remains are those of Marshall. The investigation into Marshall's death is ongoing, but foul play is not suspected. As the summer season approaches, more people will be outside running, biking, or simply enjoying the nice weather at parks around Rapid City. In order to find out how to best accommodate the needs of the community, the Rapid City Parks and Recreation Department is doing a first-of-its-kind master plan. Our Adrian Carbajal spoke with the department's landscape architect about the plan and has the details.
For the first time in its history, the Rapid City Parks and Recreation Department is developing what it's calling a master plan with the hopes of developing the best ways to serve the needs of the community.
What we're really looking for this plan to do is to help guide our department, but also give us ideas for how we need to serve the community best. We have a lot of parks, we have a lot of recreation opportunities, but we can have more. Maybe they need to be in different parts of town. Maybe they need to be converted to something else.
Peterson says this plan is taking place now because the department finally has the funding necessary to thoughtfully plan out its course over the next decade, and says now is a better time than ever because of the city's expected growth in the coming years.
The reason why we're doing it now is our community's growing, and we've got a lot of new people coming into the area. We've got a lot of residents who've been here for years, and tastes change. So it's also going to be looking at where is it strategic to put new parks? How can we get new parks in those new parts of town?
As part of this master plan, the Parks and Rec Department is hosting 2 separate open houses this summer, asking for the community's input.
Please come out to those open house events. We really want to get feedback from everyone in the community. There is also a survey that we're encouraging people to fill out. It's pretty extensive, but it will really give us a lot of data for what the community wants.
The open houses are scheduled for Tuesday, June 17th at Main Street Square in downtown Rapid City from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and Canyon Lake Park during Family Food Truck Night from 5 to 7:30 p.m. For more information on the master plan, visit our website KOTATV.com for a link. Reporting for KOTA Territory News, I'm Adrian Carball.
A local foundation provides some big help to KOTA, and coins are giving a boost to the summer food program at Youth and Family Services. That's up after the break right here on KOTA Territory News at 5:30. Local foundations who joined to help nonprofits losing federal funding have made a donation to KOTA. KOTA is court-appointed special advocates for children, making sure that children are getting the resources needed in the court system and the child welfare system. With the recent federal funding cuts impacting local child advocacy, the Black Hills Area Community Foundation and John T. Vakurovich Foundation, along with the Bush Foundation, made a $5,000 donation to KOTA.
Kids who are going through a lot of difficulty and a lot of transition have safe, professionally trained advocates who show up for them and really make sure that their needs are addressed, make sure that they know that they're cared about by their community. And we don't want to have to interrupt those services because of funding downturns.
If you or anyone you know wants to get involved with KOTA, you can go to their website, kotaofrapidcity.org, where you can get in touch. They even have more training coming up in the future. What started as a simple challenge between a Rapid City grandfather and his Texas-based grandkids during the COVID pandemic turned into a long-distance family activity. Ken Kirk and his grandchildren, Dylan and Alice, began picking up coins they spotted along sidewalks and trails during their walks. Their small but consistent discoveries eventually filled an entire jar, $216.32. But Dylan and Alice didn't spend this on candy or toys. They donated it to the Youth and Family Services Summer Food Program, along with an additional donation totaling up to $400. Kirk said this challenge taught his grandkids generosity and empathy.
I can remember different life lessons that my parents did with me when I was a child, and I think we need to do that. That's part of being a dad, part of being a grandpa. You know, we learn from the older generation, so we have to play it forward and pay it forward.
To make your own donation to YFS or to learn more about the programs, go to our website. Well, some sunshine is moving in, but that will again be interrupted by unsettled weather. Meteorologist Ryan Hill tracks that when his forecast arrives. That and more coming up on your First Alert forecast next.
Now, the First Alert forecast with meteorologist Ryan Hill.
Quite an unsettled picture out there, as you can see all these gloomy clouds rolling in from north to south through KOTA territory. Right now, it is 57 over at the airport, 21 mile-per-hour sustained winds gusting higher than that. Definitely played with my hair a little out there as I made my way here. We've got some showers and thunderstorms in southwestern South Dakota. You could be hearing some rumbles as you move your way through Custer and down into Fall River counties, where you are getting some pretty decent rain just on the Nebraska-South Dakota border. A little bit in Oglala Lakota County as that moves its way through. We're watching a frontal zone move its way through the area, and I think we're pretty much almost done with any precipitation, and we're just focused right now on clearing these clouds out. And you can see there's even some breaks in northern Wyoming to look forward to. So that's generally going to be the pattern, north to south, clearing those clouds. So tonight, generally not going to cool down all that quickly. We're expecting generally Upper 40s to lower 50s in western South Dakota. A little bit chillier in northeastern Wyoming. I wouldn't be shocked to see temperatures drop faster there because we've got clearer skies. But yeah, we've still got some northerly winds blowing, and they're going to be with us through tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So as you take a look at your forecast tomorrow, we got yourself some temperatures that are going to be cooler than what we had in recent days. Even today, we got ourselves into the 70s before a frontal boundary passed through our area. And we've got more systems to talk about. We get into a lull tomorrow and into Wednesday, but you got these little bumps, these little spokes of energy around this big baggy trough of low pressure that's going to be moving a little bit closer to Canada and further away from us. So as we make our way through to Thursday, here's a wave right here. That's going to be the last of the good waves of precipitation, and then we start kind of generally tapering all that off, and then we kind of wind up just with a warming trend. Take a look at this big ridge of high pressure, a little bit of northwest flow in the Dakotas as we make our way Sunday into Monday. We could be seeing some showers and thunderstorms off of that, as well as some cooler temperatures, but I've got to tell you, we've got warmer temperatures and drier air on the way. Take a look at your Tuesday, clearing out those skies up until your evening hours, where we got some showers and thunderstorms that'll be rolling in through your Wednesday. Thursday, some of these could be a little bit on the feisty side, but Thursday morning, look at that, pretty feisty shower and storm activity. That putting down a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch generally around the hills and close to Rapid City and south into southwest South Dakota. Totals falling after that as you go to the north. Take a look at those temperatures, though. They cool down quite easily. Lawn mowing forecast, that lawn's growing well. Tomorrow's the best time to do that. But I got to tell you, even better weather is coming with warmer and drier weather to come. As we look at that 7-day forecast, you can see 80s and sun reaching our area on Saturday. Vic Quick's got more in sports after this break.
Good evening, everyone. Local track and field athletes turned in some impressive performances at the state meet. Led by the O'Neill sisters, the Benton County girls captured the Class B team championship. The Phillip boys finished in second place. In Class A, the Custer girls took second place. The Hill City and Custer boys finished third and fourth. Two St. Thomas More student athletes have signed on to attend a prestigious university. Cavs football player Gabe Reeve is headed to the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. STM basketball and soccer standout Declan Duffy is going to Notre Dame and will enlist in the Navy ROTC program. This duo has accomplished some impressive feats both on the field and in the classroom. Duffy grew up a big Notre Dame football fan, and his aunt works at the school. After taking a tour, Declan knew it was a place for him.
I did both, and I really just fell in love with the school, and I knew it was kind of the place I wanted to go, and I was lucky enough to be admitted to Notre Dame and to receive the ROTC scholarship, so I'm really excited to be able to both go to Notre Dame and have the opportunity to serve my country.
The Naval Academy stuck out to me for a multitude of reasons. The campus is beautiful. It's in Maryland. It's on the coast. And then finally, it's the one that I went to last summer at summer seminar. And it just really spoke to me. I loved the architecture. I loved everything about it. And that's just really where I wanted to go.
Congrats to those guys. Tell you what, those are some impressive schools, Notre Dame and the U.S. Naval Academy. Now, the state golf tournament's cranked up today. The girls' AA tourney is being played in Sioux Falls. Aberdeen Central holds the team lead after day one. Stevens is in third place. Individually, Spearfish's Allison Kennedy shot a first-round 79, which lands her in fifth place. The Class A girls' tourney is being played in Madison. Vermilion holds the team lead after day one. St. Thomas More is in second place, just one stroke back. Individually, the Cavs' Ryland Horning shot a first-round 81 to land in third place. The Class B tournaments are being played in Watertown. For the ladies, Del Rapids St. Mary's holds the lead after day one. Phillip is in fourth place. Individually, Phillip's Addie Miller shot a first-round 87 to land in sixth place. At the B boys tournament, Hansen holds the first round team lead. Wall is in third place, just 6 strokes back. Phillip is fifth individually. McIntosh's Wyatt Larson shot an even par 72 to land in second place, just 1 stroke off the lead. Wall's Trevor Schultz fired a 74. So a good day at the state golf tournaments. Attorneys wrap up tomorrow. NBA Finals start on Thursday. It's going to be the Thunder and the Pacers. You can see all the NBA Finals games right here on KOTA territory here on ABC. Game 1 Thursday night. That's a look at sports.
A little cooler than the weekend was,
Yes,
but still
indeed.
a pretty nice day out there today.
Well, but nicer tomorrow.
Okay.
I've got temperatures that are warming much better than what we have today because we're going to be clearing those skies on out. Take a look at our out-the-door forecast. You can see that those temperatures rise on up, especially through 7 and 9 in the morning. We at least get to 66. We do still have that northerly wind that's going to keeping us on the cooler side. We do have some shots of showers and thunderstorms as we roll through, especially Wednesday into Thursday. A few of these could be on the feisty side, but the feistier stuff is on Thursday. But then we warm up into the weekend, 82 by Saturday.
Good deal. All right, thank you very much. That'll do it for us. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you tonight at 10.
Thanks for watching KOTA Territory News, your local news and weather authority.